This episode of Nerds Gone Rogue is brought to you by Killers. All John ever wanted was to be normal, but the grisly murder of his parents when he was just a child left something terrible brewing inside him. John was a killer, a fact he'd accepted as he now lived on the streets, looking for a place he belonged in this world. On a night that seemed like fate, while on a train heading west, a stranger intervenes as John is on the verge of his most recent crime. His name is Professor James Conrad, and he asks John to come live with him and a group of young serial killers he has taken under his wing. Together they search for a purpose in their murderous ways. It isn't long after a new sadistic serial killer begins to terrorize Seattle, and throwing a wrench into all they are trying to accomplish. Time seems to be running out for the group to find the answers they are searching for. Where will they go? What is their purpose? And with the killing closing in, who will survive the night? Written by C. Benjamin Doyle. Killers is available now on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. Get your copy today. What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Power Block for May 22nd, 2018, number 108. Feeling great. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deerigan. Alongside me, as always, I gotta get my fingers straight. That retro code, Edward Varnell.
Get over here!
Joining us this week, the wise Wisconsinite, Jesse Douglas. Not a question block this week. Woo!
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm not a question block this time. I'm actually here.
You're not a question block this episode, but Thursday you will.
Yeah.
Man. What a fantastic week until we recorded on Thursday for Friday's episode, and then nothing has happened since then. Great. And, since we're recording on Sunday, something big's going to drop tomorrow, and you're like, no. So, how's everyone doing? Everyone good?
Yep.
Everyone
Yeah.
Good?
Getting ready for the apocalypse of Friday.
The apocalypse of Friday?
Yeah.
What's on Friday?
You know what comes on Friday. Is it N++ Friday?
Thursday. 24th. Okay. Duh.
Well, Detroit Become Human and
oh, no one cares about that.
Dark Souls come out.
This is a Nintendo podcast. No one cares about those games until it comes out this summer.
I'll have N++ in Nicaragua, so.
Woo!
Yes.
N++. Mega Man also comes out this week.
Oh, nice.
Well, and I'm guessing this week that they're probably going to be the Pokemon thing.
They said the rumor was the last week of May, so
yeah.
I mean, maybe we'll see. Of course, if you watch last week's episode or Friday's episode, Ed and I had a big discussion about Pokemon on Switch, so go check that out. But anyways, Ed, what have you been playing?
So,
you're allowed to talk about every console you own right now, because this is going to be we got Pat out this episode. There's not a lot of news.
Well, for PlayStation 4, I've been playing more Batman Telltale Adventure and God of War. Trying to get the platinum of God of War, working on that. For Xbox, I've been playing Vanquish, playing some Fortnite and Halo 5 with the guys, for Squad Goals and Royale with cheese. And we also played Rainbow Six. Also played some Naruto, Shippuden, get a little bit further into that. Finish up Gears of War with Corey. Played Gears of War 3. Just like started that for a little bit. And then on Switch, I picked up Framed, played Fox and Forest, not Fox and Friends, like I said last episode.
That's a TV show.
Right. Played Fox and Forest, kind of enjoying that game. A nice little platform rogue style game. Not too bad. Also picked up Wizards of Legends. Uh, it feels like that is a rogue action RPG in a sense where you're trying to build yourself up by buying all these spells, and you use the right combination to fight enemies. So you're kind of like locked in a dungeon, and they continually switch it up every time you die or anything. But you get to keep your gems. You don't keep the money that you gather, but you can get more cards and stuff, and those cards will let you use better magic. It's a really nice game, really cool game. Let's say I pick Frame. This ice cream game, I cannot think of it. It's a shoot 'em up game. So you're right in the ice cream cone, shooting like donuts and popsicles and all of this stuff. And I was playing that, and I was just like, as wacky and as Japanese as this is, it's super fun. Like, it was only $8. So I'm just like, this is kind of cool. But that's pretty much what I've been playing. I am going to get into some other games this week. My goal is to finish Naruto Shippuden and finish up Batman Telltale, and probably more God of War, and then start jumping into all my Switch games because I need to finish that. Because I want to start. I want to get some more into Doom and Rayman Legends, and I still need to start my Kirby game, Star Allies. I haven't started that yet. But I want to start all of that before I look at Breath of the Wild and just be playing that for 8 hours and be like, dang, what the heck did time go? So, but that's what I've been playing and doing.
Nice. What about you, Jesse?
Yeah, I ended up well, I think it was last week. I ended up picking up a game for Sega. I ended up
before you go there,
Sega,
you finished Lightfall.
Yeah, I know. I'll talk about all that.
Okay.
I'll talk.
I thought you was gonna start with that.
Jesse's
No,
turn.
I'm getting there.
You had your turn.
I'm saving that for kind of last, but yeah. So I ended up going and I picked up Toxic Crusaders for Sega.
Why did you get that garbage?
Because I just like, I loved the show growing up.
Yeah, I did
stuff,
too.
and so I just, like, I had the action figures and stuff like that. I just got it. I know it wasn't the greatest game in the world, but I think I only spent like $5 or $6 for it.
I actually was going to ask you, where in the world did you find that? Like, I forgot all about that game on the Genesis.
I bought it. We have two local. Like, I went to the other one that I don't normally go to that often, but we have two stores locally that literally just buy and sell like retro games, like old games. They do have some like Xbox One games and PS4 games and and everything else, but they mostly what they specialize in is selling like old games. Like, they've got like like folders just full of like DS games and all that kind of stuff, and Game Boy games, and like like literally everything you can think of, they have it there. And so, like, there's two places like that by us, and so I usually will go to those places when I have a couple extra bucks and see if I can find a retro game that I want, and just kind of slowly increase my my collection. So
I'm shocked someone even turned that in for them to sell it. I'm like, wow. Like, that's a rare game. I don't know how much is going on, but that's very rare.
Well, that's like back in the day, like most of my collection that I started out with, I bought on eBay, and I bought them at a time where you could get a lot of like 10, 15 games for like $50. And there'd just be a whole bunch of them thrown in there. And one of the lots that I bought, I had the Captain Bucky O'Hare in it, and that's the one that a while back that I sold for like $85. So. But yeah, like I bought that, and like that's, like you used to be able to get lucky and get games that are worth a lot of money back then, but now it's like you pay a premium for it. So yeah, I did that, and then I've been playing like my part of the deal. I've been playing Sleeping Dogs, and I'm enjoying it a little better. The stupid cat is knocking into my mic. But I've been enjoying that a little bit more since I've like unlocked stuff and like more attack moves and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm actually enjoying the driving a little bit better too. Just because like I'm getting better at it, but overall it's not a bad game, but it's not like something that I'd ever go back and play again once I'm done. So I'm gonna kill this cat. Kit. She keeps on rubbing on the mic thing. Won't leave it alone. But yeah, so I played that, and then I've been playing Tomb Raider, the definitive edition or whatever. And so like now I feel like I'm almost like the same point that I am on Sleeping Dogs. I'm on that game now. Because that one part I was having trouble with, like I finally just hid somewhere and just like sat there for the 20 minutes or whatever it took for them to all start coming towards me until they were all gone. Like it's seriously ridiculous, like how many people, like how many waves they send after you, and in that one part. And then I finally got through that, and now I'm almost done with that game too. So I have a feeling I'm probably going to finish both of those games right around the same time, because I've been kind of switching back and forth just the past 2 days. So, and then on Switch, I played a little Zelda. I've been kind of trying to beat some of the expansion pack stuff for that, and then of course all the games that we played for like squad goals and stuff, Halo and all that. But yeah, the big one is I finally beat Lightfall, and that game is so much fun. I won't, like, without spoiling anything, but like the main boss just really makes you work for it. Like it's like one of those, like a typical game, like I don't know, like the Mega Man games or whatever, like where there's like a couple different like things that it cycles through and does that you got to learn the patterns of. Like once there is like one key thing that I figured out how to do really well, so I could make it a lot easier. Because the way they want you, like I cheated the system kind of. The way they want you to try to survive is like lower to the ground, but I found a way to climb up really high. Yeah. And avoid all the attacks that are coming towards me, and then I could just wait until the next round, next part of the boss fight where I needed to be lower or whatever, or like, because at some point you can't use your box ability because he has an ability to disable it for a little while. But it was a really good boss battle. It took me, I don't know, like maybe a week of trying here and there to finally beat it. Like to try to get used to, because everything had to be timed just perfectly, for certain things. So,
is it only 4 levels?
It's crap. I don't remember now. I still don't remember because the thing is you don't like actually go to I don't actually see the things like once you're later on in the game. Because you'd be ending a level and then you'd know if you're starting a new one or whatever. It doesn't really say that later on, so that's why I never really was sure if it was just three, and then the third one is really long. But I think it probably is 4. Okay. I have a feeling it's 4, and I just don't remember seeing like Act 4 or whatever, or Chapter 4. So. I have a feeling it has to be, because it's a decent sized game for what it is, so, and how much it costs too. So, but yeah, the boss, I enjoyed it. Like I enjoy the story. Like they explain why the game, at the end of the game, kind of explains why it's called Lightfall. Things like that, like what Lightfall is, like what the meaning of it is. So yeah, it's definitely a good game. And have you guys gotten a chance to get back to it at all, or no?
No.
Yeah, it's once you guys get further into it, it's like it gets really difficult, but it's a lot of fun. Like it's kind of like Cuphead, where it was like I'd get like kind of frustrated, but at the same time it was still fun though. It wasn't like oh, I can turn this off or get mad about it. It was just frustrating, and but fun at the same time. So I give them credit for that, because some of those games I feel like they're too hard to the point of where it's just frustrating and it's not even really fun. And then then that's kind of defeating the whole purpose of playing games, to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's one thing to make something hard, like because for me, I just didn't have time to spend to play Cuphead like consistently. So there are like that game has kind of been one that's been put to the side until I have like time where I can actually just really sit down and get used to the patterns and stuff.
Right.
Because that one I really had to dedicate some time to learn the patterns, because they do a good job of changing it up a lot too. So yeah, it's all a matter of just trying to your spatial like awareness or whatever, like trying to figure out where you need to be at what time, and it's a little bit more complex than Lightfall is, but yeah. So.
It feels like a game like Cupfall. I think if people would have been able to see the energy bars of the bosses and stuff, I think people would be fine, not to worry on how far they are in the fight.
Yeah, well, and that's one thing in Lightfall. I don't think there was any life bars, but it's kind of like they go the Nintendo route of it. Basically, I think it's like so many hits. Like, except for the final boss, there's quite a few cycles more, I think, than some of the other bosses. But I think it's just like four times you got, or there's so many times that you need to hit a boss before it's dead.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Nintendo has always done it. It's always been like 3 or whatever.
Yeah, 3 hits and they're done.
Yeah, so they kind of went that route, but so they don't really have life bars on there either. But yeah, I mean, I could see with Cuphead though, where it would be a little bit more different, because it all depends on how much damage you're doing to them.
Oh my goodness!
What?
Resident Evil 7 cloud version announced for Switch.
It's part of the news, Ed. Gosh, talk about what we're playing right now, Ed.
Sorry, I thought that was a joke. Someone said it, and I'm like, this is not real.
You can interrupt Arsenal X when you find something new.
I didn't even know that. I just seen it get announced. I didn't even know.
I'm gonna fight you, Ed. I'm gonna fight you.
Get over here.
Anyways, continue,
sorry,
Jesse.
Well, that's basically it. So it's that's what I've been playing for the most part.
Nice. Well, besides what we did for Squad Goals this week, I haven't really been playing a lot. I played the first level of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and that game is fun and pretty and kind of hard. But yeah, I'm not playing Funky Mode. I refuse to play Funky Mode until I beat it. That's the plan. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, Ed and I finished Gears, and we played a lot of Halo yesterday, and it's kind of it. I've been playing website rebuilding mode is what I've really been playing. So, and it's getting there. It's gonna be done faster than I think what I originally planned. But I also put in like 6 hours of website stuff today. So,
but it's looking good though.
Oh, thanks. So. I hope it does. I mean, you know how you get so deep into something you can't really like criticize yourself because you think it's gonna. You just keep going. But yeah, I've been rebuilding the website. I think it looks okay. Everything is all nice and neat and organized, at least, even if it's not to your up to standards of like normal websites. I think it's clean and organized, and people can watch stuff on it. So that's good. So, yeah. Anyways, what are we getting to the news?
Yes, news bits.
So this was announced very shortly ago. Resident Evil 7 is coming to Switch. Sort of.
In Japan.
Ed, I'm going to fight you.
What?
I'm going to fight you.
What?
This comes from Nintendo Everything. Resident Evil Cloud version announced for Switch launches this coming week. Resident Evil 7 Cloud version is coming to Switch, Capcom has announced. As the name implies, Resident Evil 7 will not be launching on Nintendo's console in the traditional sense. Everything runs through the cloud. The download is just 45 megabytes, so you won't actually be purchasing the full game that can be played offline. You'll need a stable internet connection while accessing the title. Players will nonetheless be able to play Resident Evil 7 in its entirety on Switch. This also includes banned footage Volume 1 and 2, End of Zoe, and Not a Hero DLC. Resident Evil 7 can be played for up to 15 minutes on Switch for free. After that, you'll need to purchase a 2,000 yen ticket, which lasts 180 days. Here's the first trailer below. Blah, blah, blah. Resident Evil 7 Cloud version will be out in Japan on May 24th. A Western announcement may follow in the coming days. This is a weird thing. I mean, it's cool, I guess, if you want to play Resident Evil 7 on Switch, but the whole point of the system is, like, to take it with you, and, like, if you're going to play Resident Evil 7 at home, you might as well just purchase it on one of the other consoles.
Right.
But, it's weird.
Like, I guess, like, the one thing is at least, like, if you can just, like, if you live somewhere, you're going somewhere that's got an internet connection, like, like you could hopefully, just do it from wherever you want and still be able to kind of play it on the go. But I guess, like, for them, this is probably just a move to be able to try to make, like, some of the bigger titles that would never play on the system in a regular way still be an option for people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's, if, like, moving forward, this is something that happens. The only thing I worry about, though, is if places just start doing this with their games instead of trying to actually make a version of it that works on the system the regular way.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'd worry about, but...
I mean, well, it's weird that it feels like more of a rental. Because I'm just like, why would you be paying $20 for 3 months to play this game? And I understand this in the cloud, but I'm just like, that's weird, because if you've been pricing the game $19.99 for the other systems to buy it physically and digitally to have, why can't they not do that and still be able to at least save the data in the cloud, but still play the game?
Yeah. To me, it's something that they should maybe think about working a deal out with people where, like, if you buy it for Xbox One and you own it, like that then you'd somehow have, like, access to the cloud version of it or something. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, this is Japan, but I'm just like, people who bought Fantasy Star Cloud, they bought the whole game. If they could play it, they got to play it in the cloud sense, but, that's a game that you want to play online. This, no, people could literally pick up the game cheap and run the game within a week and be done with it. There's not much replay value to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's going to be better ways to play this. If it was coming as like a digital download or a physical copy, that'd be different. But I mean, look, I still don't think streaming cloud games is the future right now with the tech that exists, especially on a system that company's not really known for their online infrastructure. So
right, and even their online infrastructure is not really live yet.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever. I guess it's cool if you want to play it on Switch, but there's a lot of restrictions to the point where it's like, is it even worth it? So I wonder. The only thing is, I wonder if it's like a test to garner interest in the game to see like if Capcom should try to actually port this to Switch or not. I wonder if they're just trying to garner some interest to see like, hey, what do fans really think? What do they want? Kind of thing. I don't know. But
I mean, if they was going to port it to Switch, they would have already did it.
No, I mean, it's a lot harder to port things than you might think. But
they made Street Fighter 2 HD collection popular.
I mean, that's not a full-blown 3D game though, and that game's been on thousands of other systems already.
Well, so, yeah. But like if I don't know, Capcom. Yes,
I think that engine needs a lot more work to be able to port stuff to Switch than Street Fighter.
Well, it's weird. I'm like, why would you give us Monster Hunter Generations, but only give us a cloud version of Resident Evil 7?
Because Monster Hunter Generations is a 3DS game that has already been ported to Switch. So
well, and I think the thing is too, like, I don't know, like I just feel like they just need like not even bother with like either you can make a newer game work, physically, or on a Switch, or you can't. I just don't think that they should even just waste time with this, because like you said, where people are gonna just play it somewhere else anyways. Like, Doom and Wolfenstein and stuff like that. Well, that's something different. At least it's like actually working on the system. Mm-hmm. And you'd think that, like, I mean, I guess I don't know from a technical standpoint, but you'd think if a company can get something like Wolfenstein or whatever working on a Switch, that you'd think that Resident Evil 7 would be able to work.
Well, you got to think of Western versus Eastern. Like,
yeah,
who's gonna port Resident Evil 7 to the Switch in America?
Well, and I honestly, I think the thing is like when it comes down to it, like the Resident Evil 2 remake is going to be a more important game anyways, because that's going to sell a lot. I just don't feel like there's a need even for Resident Evil 7 on Switch at all. Like
it's too late. Like, it's way too late. Like, if they would have, when Resident Evil 7 came out and they said, hey, there's going to be a Switch version at some point, maybe, like, it would have been okay. But that game is over a year old now, and it's not like Doom or Wolfenstein where, like, hey, we're making this a big deal, Nintendo's partnering with us, whatever. And Wolfenstein 2 was at least announced alongside the other versions, and they made it clear that it was coming later. But it's too late for that game. Like, I mean, if they want to port it later down the road when they start porting the inevitable 900 other Resident Evil games to Switch, then fine, just make put it in the collection, or put it as like a $30 or $40 physical copy. I don't care, but like announcing it as a separate thing like this it's just too late. So,
what I would honestly rather see is the Switch be the exclusive console to play more of the, like, for them to make new traditional like original style games, more like the Resident Evil 2 and stuff like that, and like have it like dealing with the zombies and all that stuff, and then leave all that other crap for all the other systems.
The problem with that is Capcom can't take any risk anymore.
Well, you don't think
Yeah, but
Resident
I
Evil
feel
1, 0, and 4 would sell on Switch?
That's why they're playing it safe.
I think
But
that would have been the safer option than
It
doing
would
some
have.
dumb cloud thing on a network that doesn't hardly work. Like,
It would have, but Capcom hurt themselves.
well, then Capcom is not thinking right, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, right.
all right, next story. Fresh details on Star Fox Grand Prix suggest it's not like F-Zero at all. This comes from Nintendo Life. While it's a long way from being confirmed as a solid fact, there seems to be almost unstoppable momentum behind rumors that Retro Studios is working on a racing game set in the Star Fox universe. Dubbed Star Fox Grand Prix, this rumored title broke cover earlier this week, immediately triggering some hoots or... I don't know. Triggering some fans very angry about the long-suffering F-Zero fans who were quick to point out that Nintendo already has a futuristic racing series, crying out loud, and why it simply can't do another F-Zero. Yeah. So, let me get to this point here. First up, Liam Robertson, he's a contributor, says that he's... Bleh. Let me gather myself here. First up, Robertson is keen to stress that the game isn't like F-Zero at all. We're speculating here, but it sounds like it's a lot more akin to Engine Racing on the PlayStation, a game from the creator of Wipeout, which saw players racing against one another in fighter jets. Gameplay mixes racing with classic Star Fox moments. Blasting enemies will give you speed boosts, and you can shoot other players as well. Each Grand Prix consists of 3 tracks and a boss battle. And when you're not racing, you can walk around a hub area and interact with famous faces from the Star Fox series. Robertson has also heard that Retro is even considering introducing characters from outside of the franchise, such as Donkey Kong. There are also rumors of F-Zero and Metroid characters showing up. The hub also offers up new story elements and races. Finally, Robertson says that the name is subject to change and that the game could release as early as this year, although 2019 is also a possibility. There's an update to this story. Robinson has since gotten in touch to say a particular comment that this particular comment wasn't inaccurate. Now, given that this remains a rumor, all the above information should be taken with a pinch of salt. However, the track record in this field is pretty much faultless, as he has stressed that he has heard this information from several different sources, which lends some weight to be legit. So, we talked about this a little bit on Friday's episode, but as I read this article and as I was thinking during last week's show, they did say there might be a Star Fox crossover that Retro was working on. And this would kind of coincide with that. Remember when they were talking about doing a Star Fox, Metroid, F-Zero kind of crossover thing a couple years ago on the Wii U? And then that never really panned out, and we ended up getting Star Fox Zero instead. I think that rumor of that is kind of going to be the culmination of what this might be. But anyways, Jesse, we didn't really get your opinion on Star Fox Grand Prix on Friday's episode. First off, what do you think about a Star Fox Grand Prix?
Yeah, I mean, like if they had it more of like a something where you're kind of doing like the whole shooting and all that, and it's not so much like just a straight up racing game. Like I think that would actually be pretty cool. Like just what they're kind of saying in the thing. Like if it was something that was a little bit more deeper than just a race, I think that would be a lot of fun. And like, you know, like maybe you could have like different, you know, ships or whatever that you're trying to win races to unlock parts and things like that. You know, kind of similar to like the Mario Kart. But if they do a good job of like keeping it its own thing, then I could see it doing pretty well. You know, because you always run into the problem if you make a bunch of games that are too similar to each other. It's like you just kind of, it gets boring, you know. So
yeah,
So if they can do a good job of like making it unique, and and definitely having like crossover stuff like that would definitely bring some appeal to it as well, like something that Mario Kart doesn't really have necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it sounds like it would be a pretty interesting game.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I would as well. I would like to see something like this, because I think the notion of a Star Fox game mixed with some racing, kind of akin to almost like a Diddy Kong Racing style thing, where like you can switch between land or aerial vehicles. There's going to be those Star Fox moments where you're fighting bosses and shooting enemies for speed boost sounds cool. There's going to be power-ups like the flying through the rings or the bombs or whatever. I think it could be cool. Ed, what does this story do for you? I'm saving you for last because I'm sure you have opinions.
Nothing. I still pour River of Salt on this game. That
even when big sites have trusted sources saying this game is real, Ed is swimming in the river of salt.
River of Salt, because I feel like this is a game that Retro cannot do. This would be a mistake on Nintendo's move to give.
Why can't Retro do it?
Because Retro is not known to do a racing game.
Well, they weren't known to do platformers either, and then they did Donkey Kong.
Right. They know how to do
Metroid games, and then they gave us 3 Metroid games.
Well, the thing with the platforming is that they learned their platforming from Metroid. Literally, if you turn Metroid Prime into a 2D platform game, that would be Donkey Kong, vice versa. There's been more trusted developers in racing games. Bandai Namco, Sega, Midway was still around, probably them. But Nintendo wouldn't just do something with the Star Fox series to give the Retro to turn it to a racing game. Because that means that they're gonna have to learn. I think they will be up to the challenge to learn the racing field. But then what would happen is just like, why are we making a racing game when we could just actually make a Star Fox game?
Maybe they just want to switch it up.
If we're talking about Retro, like if I was Retro to give them a racing game, I would give them F-Zero, because then they can actually know how to make tracks, how to balance speed, how to learn.
What if they're using this project to maybe their next project will be an F-Zero game? What if they're just using this to like get their feet wet and kind of learn how to do a racing game on a franchise that's kind of down, and if it turns out okay, people will buy it, and if it doesn't turn out okay, they're not really losing out.
It still wouldn't work, I think. I bet
it's gonna be the best racing game of all time.
Well, the thing about it is Retro wants to make their own game. And
they do. There is a rumor that they have a second project in the works.
Right, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't give them Star Fox to make them end up using that material to be making a new game. If I was going to take a franchise for Nintendo to learn the racing genre, I'm going to take F-Zero over Mario Kart, because I know how to do. I know they could do speed. They could do a great graphical looking game. They could probably work on tracks and get the engine. Make it feel like the fast Neo games, but make it better and improve. I just think that with Nintendo, if I was going to give them a racing game as successful as the Mario Kart arcade games have been, I would have gave that Star Fox game to them and put it out as an arcade game.
Well, for me personally, I'm not I like the characters of Star Fox, but I never really got into the Star Fox games fully. I've played them before and they're okay, but like for me personally, and maybe this is like what they would be trying to do, like I actually would be more interested in a racing game than I would be just a regular Star Fox game, like me personally. But that's just because I don't I like the characters, and I'd still be getting that, but I'd be able to do something that I personally would enjoy more. But I know like that's not a majority of the people either that would want us, a straight up Star Fox game.
But in reality, isn't Star Fox pretty much a racing game that's just slowed down? If you kind of think about it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, to me it's more like all those like racing or flying simulators,
to me it's more
fighter
like
plane
on rail shooters like Panzer Dragoon and Sin and Punishment.
Yeah.
Is a racing game.
Yeah. But I just wonder, like, I could see them just like wanting to do something different with just because they want to see like what kind of interest, and like them kind of this time around, like with Zelda, them stepping things up and trying it going a little bit different of a direction, and it like just seems like they want to try to evolve some of their things and try something different, and like with their characters, and still give people eventually the option of a regular, straight up game of whatever whatever the characters normally do. Mm-hmm. But I feel like maybe like I could see it happening only because it seems like they're trying to try different, like new and different things with it. Like I finally played the demo of ARMS, and I actually do really enjoy that game. As much as it looks like a game that I totally would not care about, and that's why it's taken me this long to try it. But like there's just like, I don't know, there's like newer things that they've been doing lately that like have actually been interesting to me, even though they're things that I normally wouldn't care about. Like, even, I know it's not a Nintendo product, but Mario Rabbids like took a game type that I really did not care about, and it actually made me enjoy it a lot. So like, whether it's them doing it or them letting other people like kind of do something different with their characters, I could see it just being them trying to have something that they could see if maybe they can reach more people and get more people interested in it, because the racing games tend to do pretty good, so across the board anyways. So I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I think just with the way things are going right now, I could see it happening, just because it does seem like they're trying to try new things a little bit.
Yeah.
So, which is good.
Yeah, this game, like, if it exists, kind of reminds me of the GameCube days where they were trying to be super creative and started really showing, like, hey, we're trying something different with our franchises, like Luigi's Mansion and like Eternal Darkness and some of these other franchises that got weird sequels like Mario Sunshine. Like, to me, this just is something like that for me, where they're like, hey, if it works, great. If not, we'll try something different the next time. Like, that's what this is to me. And honestly, I think it sounds like a cool twist on Star Fox, but we'll see. We'll see if it happens.
My thing is just Retro doing it. That's my doubt.
Yeah.
It's just for me, it just doesn't fit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I get that. But like you guys are kind of talking about, I mean, who knows? They might surprise us, like, I mean, nowadays I have a hard time taking like any developers for granted, because it like, you just never know like what's in their head, like, I mean, they, these people are artists in a very high sense that, you never know what you're going to get, really.
And plus, this is Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing, is that there's gonna be people helping them along the way to make because they all want to succeed. It's like no one wants to fail.
It's not even that. It's just that Nintendo does the weirdest stuff and the most unexpected stuff.
Yeah.
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 So
well, we'll see. And
that's I was just gonna say that's the kind of stuff that makes me excited about Nintendo though, is because like you never know what they're gonna do next. Like they like Corey, like you said, like that's why I loved the GameCube. There was so many just interesting things that came out during that time. Yeah, like I don't know how people didn't like it.
Freaking Pikmin.
I know,
man.
Exactly. I know it's like one of my favorite.
Better get a Pikmin 4 announcement soon. We're gonna stick with the racing genre for a second, guys. Sega. This comes from Nintendo Everything. Sega teases news coming soon for mystery Sonic racing game. Sega tends to have a big presence at South by Southwest when it comes to Sonic. During a panel at the event, the company announced Sonic Mania Plus, Sonic Mania Adventures animated series, and more. At the very end, they teased a Sonic racing game. Sega has been keeping quiet on the mystery project since the initial teaser, but an official live stream this week, fans were given an indication that news is coming soon. A lot of you have been waiting for news and information, and you're very curious about what that title was and that we teased back at South by Southwest. And at least in the near future, you might be hearing some more news and information about that. So hey, that's coming up. Get ready. It's on the horizon. We're likely to receive information at or around E3, so within the next month, likely. Speaking of E3, Weber and Sega said it'll have a bit more news regarding its plans very soon, and we'll have some cool stuff to talk about. So, Sonic Racing, I assume it's going to be along the lines of Sonic Racing Transformed in that series, but I don't know. They said they're kind of getting away from the other Sega characters and going strictly with Sonic characters, which I think is a bad move. But I don't know. I have Sonic Racing Transformed on the Wii U, and I thought it was freaking awesome. I thought it was the best kart racer on the platform until Mario Kart 8 came out. Even previous Mario Karts, I thought it was better than. I thought it was cool that they you could literally transform the karts. It kind of threw back to Diddy Kong Racing again, almost. I know we keep bringing that game up. Can we just get Diddy Kong Racing again? That'd be great.
Oh, no.
Ed, I'm going to slap you. I'm going to slap you so hard, you're going to be white.
Well, why don't we just... We could get that on Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they'd have their own Mario Kart type game.
Well, my thought the other day was, like, what if they just took Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts and make that a racing game, and you could have Conker and Banjo-Kazooie and all the rare characters again? Like,
yeah.
I thought that would be cool.
And then you could have a little ship car that's for Sea of Thieves.
Right. Right. Literally a Forza car. And a Master Chief Warthog.
What was the cardboard ones, the animals?
Viva Pinata? Viva Pinata?
Oh, Viva Pinata.
Where's my Viva Pinata kart racer, guys? Come on.
But yeah, I mean, Rare could make a pretty sweet racing game, like with all their products, their characters and stuff they own the rights to.
I could totally see that. But this Sonic game, like, I feel like every time it comes to Sonic, they take all the good parts of the previous game and just rip it out and try to do something different. It's like, no, the Sonic fans want classic Sonic, or they want a straight up kind of Sonic Adventure style game. Like, don't give me the Werehog, don't give me the weird, like, Ooga Booga stuff. Like, don't give me the weird human interspecies relationships. Like, just give me a decent Sonic game. And like Sonic Mania was that, although I didn't really care for Sonic Mania. I don't know. I think I'm at that point where I'm starting to realize that maybe Sonic was never really that great. Like, I don't know. I still think Sonic 1 is the best Sonic game to me, and Sonic CD a close second. But like, I don't know. Sonic Mania was. I don't know. What do you guys think about a Sonic racing game?
There was Sonic R.
What, on the Saturn? No thanks. They're literally just sprinting along a course.
I mean, it's possible, but as for a Sonic racing game, what is he doing?
That was my Sonic R for Saturn impression.
that thing was very 3D blocky. I'm like, oh, this game does not look good.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I think for Sonic to have a racing game, or a new racing game, it's very hard because, like,
it's hard for me to get excited for anything Sonic these days. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like the only exciting thing about Sonic that I get excited for is if they decided to add Tails and Knuckles into Smash Brothers. Like, that's like literally the only thing that would get me excited about Sonic again. You know?
I think like when Sonic is in 3D and he's going fast without no interruptions, I think those are the fun parts. So I think I kind of would love to see that as a racing game, and more of it as that it's, and I hate to say this, that it's kind of online, a little bit online only, and you're racing against friends, and you guys got go through the same course, but it's all courses are split up, and you got to try to get through them as fast as you can. You know, I mean, you could do an AI kind of style also, but I would love to have it to see. Well, not love. I would love, not love. I want to see that it be like an online racing game that everybody has their own version of the course and trying to get through without no enemies, without. Well, there could be like boxes to slow you down and stuff, but or people could affect your track and everything. But I would love it just to be like there's no enemies to fight, and you have to run. The first one who gets there gets the power of Chaos Emerald, and you can use that emerald for the next round.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I think I would rather see as some kind of like game where there, you know, like you're playing like 4 or 5 people or 6 or whatever, and you're kind of racing to the end, like doing like the regular like speed run type stuff, and there's like obstacles and things that you've got to, you know, dodge, and like I'd rather see like an actual physical game, like where you're just playing as the physical characters and not in actual carts. Like what's that one game that's on Xbox, is that Rainbow something or other, where like you play with other people and you've kind of got to like speed run through these platforming levels and you're all kind of going at the same time.
Oh, Runbow?
Yeah, Runbow, that's it. Like I could see them doing something more like that. Like have more of like a like, because that would stay more true to the, you know, to the Sonic style of playing, and then they could actually have it where, you know, you're doing more of a platforming race type game. Like I think that would be kind of fun, something like that. Yeah. But like as far as an actual racing game goes, like honestly, I would rather just see them maybe make a deal with Nintendo and just have them be characters in the next like Mario Kart or something like that. I'd rather just see them be an addition to a game than its own standalone.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I don't know. Again, I'm not really that interested, but
yeah,
I mean, you know, it's fine, whatever. So
yeah.
All right, our last kind of news story of the day, which isn't really a news story, but again, trying to fill time here. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. There's no official plans for it on Switch, which I half expected that, you know. So, although their GameStop did receive Switch cases with the Black Ops 4 logo on them, but that's just probably placeholder stuff. I don't know if somebody was trying to get somebody excited or what, but I'm not surprised, and I don't really care, honestly.
Oh, a lot of people are upset just about Black Ops. I mean, we'll talk about on AX, but yeah.
I mean, I think that Blackout mode looks pretty cool though. The battle royale style mode that they added, like this. This is gonna sound weird, but this might be the first Call of Duty I get in like like in probably since Black Ops 2, I think was the last one that I really got or played. You know, and I know, Jesse, we might try that blackout mode.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, because we kind of talked about this game a little bit on when we were playing Fortnite the other day, and I was, you know, like thinking like, yeah, like seriously, the only reason I think I'd get this game is just because of that mode.
Yeah,
just because it would be something more to play for Royale with cheese. To be honest,
I would play a demo first.
There's
I want to see a demo.
There's no.
I know.
There's no such thing as demos anymore, except on Switch or some, I guess. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ed.
No, you're fine. Yeah. This, like, I think nobody was asking for this game for Switch. I think once the news actually came out for this game, everybody knew it wasn't come to Switch, and there was no need to even ask the question. You know, people are just upset about the game. Like, they feel underwhelmed and disappointed by it. You know, so there's no loss to me.
Yeah.
So.
My only gripe is, and I didn't really know about this until the other day, is like, if I wanted to play a Siege type game, I'll play Siege. Yeah. Like, I don't like that they did the whole like Siege idea or the Overwatch idea where you all can only pick one character.
Yeah, like what are they called? They're not called operators. That's the Rainbow Six thing. The specialists is what they were called.
Yeah,
I think. So.
Yeah. I didn't really care for that too much. Yeah, but
and I wonder how many. See, it's going to depend on how many maps are in the game, and how long the fun is going to be had, because it's going to be very repetitive. Yeah. And I'm like, if you're spending $60 to do pretty much blackout only, give or take, you know, that might be fun, but for how long?
Yeah.
You know,
well, and I mean, it is a Call of Duty game, so I mean, like, all their games are repetitive. It's just like, for me personally, the big difference between whether I like a Call of Duty game or not usually comes down to how well the operators and like the functionality of things, like how well it works. Like I didn't mind the wall climbing and all that stuff, but when you compared it to like Titanfall, it wasn't as good. Mm-hmm. But I still didn't care about it, whereas a lot of people, like, that mechanic, that functionality is the whole reason that they didn't like it. Mm-hmm. But I'm iffy on Call of Duty games.
The wall run wasn't why people didn't like it, because it was just like, well, you're taking it from the guys who actually made the series popular. So why are you trying to implement something that they're trying to do with the wall run to make your game seem more competitive or up to snuff? You know, a lot of people was just mad that the fact that you added this wall run because the people who made Call of Duty very popular have it in their game, when they were trying to add something different and new. Because the wall runner in Titanfall and Titanfall 2 is fun. It's good.
Yeah.
With Call of Duty, they threw it, felt like they just threw it in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, but it seems like that's what Call of Duty is mounted to nowadays. Is they literally are just taking all the things that work really well in other games that are better and trying to put it in theirs. Like, they're literally, like, with this new one, it sounds like they're copying Fortnite and they're copying Siege, you know, or Overwatch, games that are doing really well.
I'll even go far as just the way that it look, and it looks impressive. From some of the blues and like skies and sand that they're on, I was just like, this is like a Far Cry game. This looks like Far Cry 3 or 4.
I mean, the art the art in the graphics they look like it looks really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's probably running on some high end PC, and that's probably not the one we're going to get on Xbox, but I think I don't know, man. There's something about this one that's like, it's at least interesting enough for me to follow. You know, like I want to follow it and see what happens. I'm not probably not going to get it because like Jesse, like I would rather play Siege with you guys or Overwatch or something, you know, or if we're going to play Battle Royale, I'd rather play PUBG or Fortnite, you know, but like it at least intrigues me to follow it.
Well, the thing about it is, it's going to sell. It's $60. It's going to sell. People are going to learn it. There's going to be some cheats that people are going to try to interact. There's going to be some controversy at some point because someone did something stupid on Twitch with it, and it's just like this still feels like a recycled game, and that for me personally, I feel like the series needs a break. It needs to go like that. That and Battlefield, I literally think those two games need to give a rest and something else needs to come out. Because now it's to the point that EA and I'm sorry to bring EA into this, but EA Activision got nothing original or new to bring. They can't trust any other IP to make them money that fans are going to be loving and appreciating. They just don't. Like, what can EA and Activision do that's not a first-person shooter?
Yeah.
Because
honestly though, for me, I Battlefield 1 was okay, but it got old really quick for me. And so I'm the opposite, where I cannot wait to get a new Battlefield game because I want to be able to play Battlefield again, because newer one, I just can't enjoy it right now. So I want a new one.
If I was EA, I would have tried to do a HD remaster of Army of Two 40th Day. I would try to do a collection of those games and bring something new, where now instead of just doing
I think and we're super off topic here, but I think if Battlefield wanted to try something different, honestly, I would bring back Bad Company. You know, do HD remasters of 1 and 2, and then do a third game in that series, because that's like their, I don't want to say like their boutique version of the series, but like that's like their kind of smaller, kind of goofy version of Battlefield. You know, it's got a funny cast of characters, it's got the story, it's got the fun character moments, and it's like some of these, like that game is just so serious now, and it's just like give us the fun, and it's the problem I have with a lot of military shooters these days, and including Call of Duty, which honestly the last couple of Call of Duty games I've kind of watched not necessarily World War II, but like Black Ops and Infinite Warfare and stuff. I've watched my friend Brian play those games, and it's like those games have kind of lightened up on the serious tone, at least in multiplayer and stuff. That it's kind of like, this is more intriguing to me than like a Battlefield, but at the same time, like, Ed, how much fun did we have playing 1v1 Halo the other night?
We had around. We literally had a ball.
Or like, how much fun do we have playing Gears or Fortnite or, you know, PUBG? Like, this just the silly stuff that happens that like I don't and I don't play enough Call of Duty or Battlefield to know if stuff like that happens in those games, but like those are the things that kind of intrigue me, and that's why like I honestly think going this route for Call of Duty is actually going to change it up enough to like, okay, we've gotten away from the campaign. We don't need to tell a ridiculous story. We can funnel all of our resources in cool multiplayer modes, in cool co-op modes, in cool zombie modes. Like, we can do something different here enough. And this is where we're going to take a stance and say we're trying something different, even though, yeah, a lot of our...
We're trying something for the second time, nothing new.
I'm going to fight you, Ed.
What? They tried this already.
I love you.
I love you too. They tried this already with the 360 and PS3 version of Black Ops 3.
That's because they're trying to get off of those systems, and they wanted people to move to the new systems. But I'm saying, I'm saying, like, in terms of the battle royale mode and the interesting twist on zombies they're trying, and
that's nothing new.
Okay, I'm gonna just end this conversation now. We're not getting a Switch version, so.
No, go ahead and get your thoughts.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Why?
Because you keep interrupting me.
Okay, I'm sorry, boss. Go give your thought. I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
No, finish your thought.
Done.
I want to hear your thoughts.
We're not getting Call of Duty on Switch, so if you're looking forward to that, sorry.
No, I don't want to play Call of Duty on Switch anymore.
Yeah, I really don't.
There's other better games that you can get.
Yeah. So, but that's kind of it with the news and stuff. I mean, we kind of padded out that hour real well. So, yeah, this has been an episode of Nintendo Power Block. I hope nothing happens on Monday because we're recording on Sunday. But if it does, we'll cover it this week.
Go vacation.
Yeah, we gotta figure out how to make a time machine.
Yeah, for real. But E3's coming up, so yeah, I'm sure we're gonna have a ton of leaks and stuff. And Ed and I were talking about getting back into the mini block stuff throughout the week and see if anything happens before podcast happens. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Nintendo Power Block. Remember, you can find Power Block every Monday and Friday here on youtube.com/NGRradio and NGRradio.com. Like, subscribe, and share on your podcast service of choice. If you're watching on our website for the first time, you can just click the link below. I have all the links ready for you there on whatever podcast service you want to listen to us on. So, yeah, and if there's one that I don't have, just email us at nintendopowerblock@gmail.com. We are going to get back to a question block episode probably next Sunday, unless something big happens, because I want Jesse in on the question block episodes as well. So download our family of podcasts. Our grand finale of Pod and Play Season 2 is this weekend. Rise of the Tomb Raider. I totally forgot about that until Ed tweeted it out today. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened this weekend. So you can check out our Nindies Showcase Let's Play show coming up in about a month.
Yes.
On the 23rd of June is when that starts, and it runs through August 10th, I want to say, or 11th, whatever that second Saturday in August is. Really excited for that to pop up, and then Season 3 of Pod and Play starts in September, and I'm very excited for our lineup of games there as well.
Yes.
I know. I still need to grab a couple of them, but
I need to grab one. Yeah.
I think I need to grab like 3, but we'll figure it out. We'll get there. So, anyways, Jesse, where can we find you? Great job hosting the shows this weekend, by the way, guys. The recordings of the Royale with Cheese and the Rainbow Six. What do we call it? Squad goal.
You can find me on Twitter at @sub_humanist.
Nice.
That's it.
And that's it. You literally can't find him anywhere else. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode, and you can check out my show, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, and other podcast apps.
Ed, I love you so much.
I love you too, Corey.
Sometimes I think people think we hate each other because we disagree sometimes.
Everybody, as much as we might disagree, but I love this man so much.
You guys are some of my best friends. You know, like I don't have very many like quote unquote real life friends, like, you know, people that I go hang out with and do stuff with really a lot anymore. And it's like, you know, you guys have not really just become my friends, but like NGR is like a family, you know. So like,
yes,
I love these guys so much. So. Anyways.
Corey knows I'm gonna feed him when I come down. I you already.
I think you owe me about 30
meals,
30 Wendy's chicken sandwiches. So
yeah, I'm about to.
And I'm gonna teach you how to eat Chick-fil-A properly, because every time I talk to you, you say you got a grilled chicken sandwich.
No, we were supposed to go to that other food place, that pizza place. We got spots that we still need to go to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of, we're actually getting a Chick-fil-A here, I think, too. So
yes,
I'll have
Chick-fil-A is
one.
the best. You should get you should get spicy chicken sandwiches. You should get a spicy chicken sandwich with you should get mayonnaise and Chick-fil-A sauce, and then mix them together and put it on the spicy chicken sandwich. Take the pickles off because pickles are gross on a chicken sandwich.
No, pickles are good.
And they always put them on there. And just and no lettuce, no tomato, which that's the deluxe version. Don't get the deluxe version, just get the regular version.
Yeah.
And then you just there's always like a fat end and then there's like a thin end. You just take a big bite out of that fat end and you can just feel the juice run down your mouth. Oh, it's so good. I love Chick-fil-A. Except ever since I turned like 30, every time I eat Chick-fil-A, I have mad poops. So it's the worst.
We're supposed to be getting the Checkers in a rallies, but I think Checkers, like in Waukegan, like close to my house, it's about to be a mess, dude. If their fries and their burgers and shakes taste like it was back in the 90s, it's done. I'm heading there almost every other day.
Yeah, I usually buy the Checker fries in the frozen section.
How are they? Store.
They're good. Because they actually get nice and crispy, and they're just really good for even a frozen French fry. So
okay, yeah, because I seen them, but I just never brought them. So I'm sorry, Corey.
Welcome to
Snack Chat
Nintendo Fry Block. Anyways, you can find me at Corey and HT on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find me on a plethora of other content here on Nerds Gone Rogue. Check out our family of podcasts on all of our other consoles and friends and other things. So like, subscribe, and share. Check out all of our content on ngrradio.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.